The man never imagined that the bird he casually bought from a pet shop would be this overpowered. Not only could he teach it magic of any element, he could even take it to another world and freely travel back and forth between the two worlds. When he felt like it, he'd go make some money. When bored, he'd do a bit of magic training and sometimes even sample the cuisine of another world. Life couldn't be more comfortable. But who could have guessed that Jack originally wanted to buy a dog? Not long before this, as a hardcore pet lover, Jack finally decided to go to a pet shop to buy a dog. But once he got there, he realized he couldn't afford a single one. In this day and age, pet prices were outrageously high. Just as he was feeling frustrated, a strange sound caught his attention. When he walked closer, he realized it seemed to be coming from a Java sparrow. A price of 3,000 yuan wasn't expensive for him, but what really attracted Jack was the bird's appearance, just as he was hesitating over whether to buy it. This was basically a game-winning move for Jack, so without the slightest hesitation, he bought the Java sparrow and took it home. The first thing he did after getting back was to quickly prepare some food and water for it. Then he started thinking of a name.
可愛らしい名前をつけたいな。
我が名はピエール・カルロ。異界の都にして保守の賢者。
めっちゃ喋った。
Luckily, Jack wasn't surprised by any of this. After all, he'd seen every kind of bird imaginable online. These days even magpies could mimic human speech, so he decided to name it Xiaobai. But for some reason, maybe just his imagination, once he gave it that name, he suddenly felt the bird's expression looked a bit unsettling. Out of curiosity, Jack decided to try talking to it.
いいじゃん。今日のご飯は何を食べたいかな。
神戸牛のシャトーブリアンを所望する。
え、なんで？
店に勤める山田という男が最高だと言っている。
やっぱり、めちゃくちゃ普通に会話できてるな。
At this point, though, it just felt like Xiaobai was very smart. As for the meat it mentioned earlier, Jack naturally ignored that part. After all, that kind of steak cost over 10,000 per 100 grams. Pork belly, on the other hand, he could afford.
金がないのであれば、稼げばいい。
え？
While Jack was still stunned, Xiaobai suddenly started talking to itself. Ever since being exiled to another world, it had thought a lot about how to return to its original world, or whether it even wanted to go back at all. In the end, it reached a conclusion. It decided to live life the way it wanted. To do that, it needed a partner, and that partner was Jack. As long as Jack agreed, making money would be effortless. Jack didn't believe a word Xiaobai said, but agreeing casually didn't seem like a big deal. Yet the moment he agreed, Xiaobai suddenly summoned a magic circle, and said it would share a bit of its power with Jack. As soon as the words left its beak, Jack felt a warm surge rise up in his chest. It looked exactly like a magical girl transformation. When he came back to his senses, nothing seemed to have changed. Hearing Xiaobai tell him to open the cage, Jack was confused, but still did as told. Once the cage was opened, Xiaobai smoothly hopped onto his shoulder. It told Jack that what they had just formed was actually a contract, and with that, it could use its original power through Jack's body. Before Jack could even process what was going on, another magic circle appeared beneath his feet. He didn't have time to react before everything went black. When he opened his eyes again, he found himself in a completely unfamiliar place. Hearing Xiaobai say this was the world it lived in before reincarnation, Jack finally had no choice but to believe it. But as a man pushing 40, Jack quickly calmed himself down. After learning that Xiaobai could let him travel between the two worlds, he first did a simple survey of the local culture, then had Xiaobai send him back. He decided to find suitable items in the real world to sell over there. After going on a shopping spree, what he didn't expect was that he actually won a prize at checkout, though it was just a pack of chocolate. By the time Jack got home, it was already late, but coincidentally, he spotted the neighbor's girl sitting at the doorway. Apparently, she often sat there just like this.